Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth. Every time, who we?
A pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling. Who do you believe in? People bringing misinformation when that information ain't disinformation, that's disinformation. Gotta know the difference in information, get information. With the pseudo killer army hunting pseudo, cause you gotta train your mind to fight against them pseudo judo. People with the scholarship salute, we give them kudos. But the people with that look of shit, we look and see straight through those like telescope. If you ain't speaking fast, we gotta tell them folks and let them know the truth. You bringing malinformation to blast, then you the Ku Klux. Like say, don't talk me to death, bro, what the proof of? Good choo-choo chillin', why you wanna go way bad choo-choo up? Shalom boy got the tank in the cut. I'm in Sosa world plotting on the kick though with Kent. Come and Tiffany gave me the pseudo names on the list and said went and got the low. Anthony got him in the scope, Gullah and Gozy. Make sure DNA ain't a problem for them folks, cause a pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey.
We're not attacking individuals. We're attacking the information and attacking the methodology. This is a long time coming right here. Let them know that we right there, running neck and neck with all other communities. We will not be left behind. Black African power. Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth. Every time, woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Standing tall, standing strong. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Look, we got something real slick for y'all today, man. You know, we got a range around here, just like African Americans got a range. This going to be very, very surprising to your ears, man. The interview with the brother Pynk. He's going to talk about how he got into country music, right? You're going to be very, very surprised, man. Man, this is my man Kyle, partner, right? And I met him through Kyle a couple years ago. Very, very interesting. He's always had high-level conversations. So when I heard his music, I was like, what? Y'all know I got that ear, man. I was raised in music, man. Remember, I went to high school, went to the Baltimore School for the Arts. So I know when that thing is right. So, man, his thing is popping, man. Before we get going, man, let's, y'all know how I go around here, man. This episode is brought to you by Conscious Ingenuity, promoting STEM in the African American community amongst the babies, man. Y'all know how we do it. We want to make sure that this next generation is serious, all right? Also,
creator of the Oasis for Teachers YouTube channel. I create content for teachers who are feeling burnt out and need a refreshing and rejuvenating. On my channel, you'll find self-care tips, inspiration, and professional development. So if you're feeling burnt out as a teacher, please come and join us.
In this game of shadows, I won't hide.
Man, y'all know it. Look, and we got that event coming up. All right. And Dr. Cater, serious dude, man. Make sure y'all hit that link, man, and get the, go ahead and get your tickets, man. They're $30. This is serious, man. We're giving away some free tickets, man. We'll make sure everybody in the building, man. Dr. Cater.
And I'm just trying to get an idea from what the questions I'm hearing is, what would you define then as an African?
I don't define an African or the African. There is a matrix of variability that constitutes a description of an African reality. Very different notion. The moment you start defining things with narrow terms and in particular ways, and a non-scientific, for something that's as fluid as this, is the moment that you will get into trouble, because then you're going to be forced to explain things, like I said, with typological methods or deductive methods when they don't fit. Okay?
Hey, so, man, that's going to be a powerful event, man. Make sure y'all step in the door, man. This is the culmination of that conversation we had about the Egyptians being black, calling themselves black. What was they Africanist? What made the ancient Nile Valley population African and indigenous? So, man, we had to bring an expert to the field here to really get into the nuts and bolts of this whole conversation, man. So, yeah, this is a powerful interview, man. Country Western artist Pynk Beard. Why country music? And is it our music? Is it part of who we are as a people? Man, we was raised, we didn't think that. Rhythm and blues, hip hop, R&B, soul music, but you never heard about the country music. Why not? It's a part of our experience in America. Who the hell you think worked those fields, worked on those ranches? Who you think they was calling boys? So let's go right here real quick before we bring our esteemed guests on. America's first cowboys were enslaved Africans. Ancient cow DNA suggests cattle may have been imported from Africa centuries earlier than historians thought. Think cowboy, and you might picture John Wayne riding herds across the U.S. West. But the first cowboys lived in Mexico and the Caribbean, and most of them were black. Man, this comes from the Journal of Nature, all right? And this is where we'll start our trip, right here. Journal of Nature. I'm going to drop the link for y'all to read this. We do no pseudo over here. We keep it right and exact. So this is a fitting start to this interview right here. Let me throw this right here. Hey, I see you. What's going on, Cedric Ortega? Pseudo Killer, what's good with you? Fontaine, what it do? And Crazy Lex. Kyle, I see you, man. So, yeah, I think this is the perfect spot for us to start this interview, man. Let me bring on to you my esteemed guest, man, Pynk Beard. And matter of fact, let me change the spelling. How you spell your name?
It's sort of Y, P-Y-N-K.
Messed you up.
B-A-R-D.
I got
it's
you.
all good, bro. It's all good.
P-Y-N-K. Got it now. Okay,
Appreciate
here
it,
we
man.
go. Man, welcome on the show. And, man, I heard your music. And Kyle sent it to me. I said, that's what? And the music was fire.
Appreciate it, man.
How you get started, man? Don't start at the music, man. How the hell you get started, bro? Now, I know you as a gentleman of high-level conversations. That's where I met you from, right? Fighting beside me in those battles. Me, you, Kyle.
Absolutely, man.
So talk
I,
to us, man. How you get started in music, man?
And I want to start by saying, man, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm honored to be here, man. I appreciate you as always. You always been a good brother to me, and I appreciate you for allowing me onto your platform.
Oh yeah.
Um,
To catch
but
you before
yeah,
you blow up all the way.
man, it's happening too. It's things are getting crazy, and I appreciate
I
it.
know it is.
But yeah, I started, man, as a church musician. I've been in music my whole life. My godmother was the organist at the first church I went to, and she taught piano lessons on the weekend. And so I would go to my godmother's house on the weekend, and her husband did not want me to play piano because he thought that was for girls. But
Mm.
I just liked playing piano, and so when her lessons was over, she would let me just go sit down and play around, and eventually she started teaching me little things, and so I picked up the piano. And the church that I went to, we weren't allowed to sing outside music.
Mm.
So every song we sang in our church was a song that we wrote in our church, right?
Mm.
So everybody in our church wrote songs. We have testimony service, so you learn how to do those call and response songs and blah blah blah. And it just I fell in love with the idea of like, if you don't hear what you want to hear, write what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's how I got into just writing songs in general. I went from that, then I moved into like being a minister of music for a while. My mom and pop started a church, and so then I went, I was their minister of music for a while, and then when they ended up disbanding that church, so I went and started playing for other people. And just, I've been in music my whole life, man. Went to school, studied music, blah blah blah. And then I got into I guess about 15 years ago now, I actually ended up writing a song for Jennifer Lopez. I moved out to LA and pursued songwriting. Since then, man, I've won countless awards, 3 Grammys. I've been nominated 6 times. I won 3 Grammys. Many platinum songs. I probably sold at this point about 30 million. I think like 30 million records in all.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, just been as a songwriter. Some
Right.
of them, yeah.
Right. So okay. Powerful songwriter, man. I knew a little bit about that, and I actually forgot the Grammys you won. So Grammy Award winner.
Sure.
Pink beard. So let's slow it down. I ain't gonna let
Okay.
you run by it. I ain't gonna let you run by it. When I met you, you was coming out of being a daggone preacher, man.
Yes.
Talk about that for a minute, man.
Yes, man. I was coming out of a lot, man. I was a very devout Christian. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a very devout house. My mom and dad were both pastors, so I grew up reading the Bible every day, and not even necessarily out of like command, but I enjoyed it. I would be wrong if I told you I didn't. I enjoyed it. I thought that's how life worked. You know what I'm saying? I thought that to know the answers in the Bible was to know the answer to life. And then eventually I started hanging around people who was asking me questions that I couldn't find an answer to. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I dug, no matter, and my mom was a divinity master major, like that's her master's in divinity. You know what I'm saying? So I figured if she couldn't help me find it, where would I go? So I was coming out of that and learning, get more into like, okay, how does reality really work? You know what I'm saying? But I did have a good methodology in studying because I studied, I've been to college. So once I realized that there were answers to these questions that I had kind of pushed off, it kind of just led me into like, okay, what's the rationale behind things? Like why are things really the way they are? How do they actually work? And the more I got into it, the more interesting it became, honestly.
Did you ever go to theology school?
Yes, sir. Went to Beeson.
Mm.
Yeah, and you go, when you go into school and you learning about how to, well, you learn a lot of doctrine, you know what I'm saying? But and you think that you're learning a whole lot of fact, and you are learning a lot of fact, but a lot of times, specifically when you get into theology, you forget the gaps, right? Like they'll teach you a thing and they'll teach you another thing, and somehow you in your brain you just kind of put those things together, even if there's a huge logical gap there. And so when you're coming out of that, you start to get back into those gaps, and you're like, man, I don't know how I got from there to there, right? And so which was great for me because I can still talk Bible with anybody. If anybody ever want to just sit down and talk about the Bible, we can talk. And if we want to talk about your doctrine, we can talk. I'm well versed in it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if I peel that away and look at again how history really works, how the way science really works, the way anthropology really works, then you're like, okay, I see those gaps now for what they are. And I'm glad I got a chance to see it from both sides. Let me say it that way.
Yeah, you was good at it too. You weren't no average guy.
Man, thank you.
On both sides. And that's what people don't realize, though. When you've been on both sides of it, right? you
Yeah.
bring a fresh awakening to the people who don't even recognize that there's another side to this whole thing right here. Man.
Facts.
And I want to segue from that point into your music is because you've been on both sides, right?
Yes.
Raised up in music, raised up in that. How did you get interested in country music specifically?
Man,
Wow.
what's so crazy about that, bro, is like, okay, keep in mind I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. And music is just like human beings. We're all related, right? We are all, I got an ancestor that ain't from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I got ancestors that's from Ghana. And they ancestors is from the Nile Valley, and they ancestors is from, you get what I'm saying? And if you trace far enough back, you can go back to like a common ancestor. Well, country music, I grew up playing a lot of gospel music, right? Because again, I went to church, Pentecostal, and a lot of those riffs, runs, blah 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 blah, come from country and blues, right? And so I've always loved country music because I love the way they write. I thought the writing styles in country music were very descriptive and very like storytelling, and I love that. So I've always been. My first album was on Motown. Used to be signed to Motown, and my first album was supposed to be a country album, but at the time, Motown didn't know what to do with a country artist. But if you ever go listen to my first album, you can see, oh, okay, that's where he was trying to go. But they didn't know any country producers and blah, blah, blah. So they didn't know how to really help me get that done. They didn't know how to promote a black country artist at the time. So I've always been into that. So it's not like I went back to it. It's just like now I got the resources I can talk to the producers that can help me make that sound.
Right.
And yeah.
Sound like Motown owe you some money, man, because you was out there early.
Man, shout out to Motown, man. Matter of fact, my A&R, that signed me over there named Zeke Lewis, man. He is now the president of Epic Records, man. So big shout out to him. Ethiopia have to marry him, who at that time was the president of Motown. Big shout out to her. And I appreciate them for even taking a chance on me. That put me in the game. That's how I got into songwriting. That's how I got to be a professional songwriter. So I'm very thankful to them in that regard. They just didn't know what to do with a big black, country singer from Alabama. Like, what do you do with that in 2010? You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do with that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's deep right there, how they don't even know what to do with you when, as I talked about earlier, we actually sit at the origin of being a cowboy, of being on the ranches, of having that experience.
Yep.
And man, it's so much we lose in America if we just pay attention to the straight narrative on who fits and what and why. Now, I said this earlier to you. I said, man, I'm not quite sure how important you are to this genre right here. This thing is taking off. And you're so important is because everybody can't be a damn rapper. Like we have a range in music, and the youngins need to experience that range, man. Everybody can't be that, but just style of country western is different, bro.
It should be, because like I was saying to you earlier, bro, country and hip hop have a lot of things in common. They kind of built from the same way. Country, hip hop, jazz, blues, all of those, what I call Americana musics, they all come from the same places, right? They come from people who didn't have and who were making do with what they had, right? And they were trying to figure out ways to tell their stories with whatever instruments they had around them. So if they had guitars and banjos, that became country. If they had saxophones and trumpets, it became jazz. If they didn't have no instruments, just some turntables, it became hip hop, right? So it was just people taking whatever's in their hand and then trying to express their culture. So like country music and hip hop are cousins, and they are closely related cousins because both of them are really more about where are you from, right? Both of those musics are, I'm trying to tell you about my neighborhood, my county, how we live it out where I am. Country music is that, and so is hip hop. And so when you get into that, the perspectives in country have been, I tell people all the time, you don't dislike country music. You might dislike country artists because they're not speaking to your culture. But the perspective in country music, just like the perspective in hip hop, is all about just telling people what it's like where you from. You know what I'm saying? What does it feel like where you from? And people attached to that. And so I feel like that's what's been helping my perspective.
And so when Kyle sent me a song, you was sitting in a damn truck and looking in the damn mirror, and I was like, wow, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Then I listened to another song. I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And let me show you what put me on to you on your music, man. Let me
Okay.
play this song for you right here, man. This was deep right here. This was you gotta listen up, man. This is great music right here, man. Kid you not. What's it? My Lord Willing. Is that
My
the
Lord
name?
Willing.
My
Oh, you
Lord
talk,
Willing.
the one when the mirror is called I Live. The other one is My Lord
That's
Willing.
right. My fault.
Yeah.
Dude, which one? Man, hold on now. Which one? Okay, the one in the mirror is I Live, right?
I Live, yes, sir.
All right, let me go with that first, because that's
Okay.
the first one I heard. And let's see. Let's see how we do this. All right, we're gonna hit it right here.
I'm just a country boy at heart, no frills, no bravado. I'm from Birmingham, goddamn, don't ask me shit about avocados. Look a man in his eyes when you shake his hand, that's all that I know. I'm irreverent, and my daddy's still a reverend on the Bible. Every day above ground's brand new. My grandma said it's better being seen than viewed. So I won't say what I lost, I'll say what I did. Never say what it ain't, cause I know what it is. When they bury my bones in the grave they dig, they will remember I died, they'll remember I lived, cause I sure as hell did. Take a couple trips around the sun, and after all is said and done, no one remembers the tears, but they'll remember I lived. I come from the edge of town, that's Dolomite, right off of 10 Mill. I ain't got a rep, no set, I'm from a city where it's been real. Uncle told me, when it's trouble, never run, learn to stand still. That's what men do, and that's what I'm gonna continue. I'm a man still, every day above ground, brand new. And my grandma said it's better being seen than viewed. So I won't say what I lost, I'll say what I did. Never say what it ain't, when I knew what it is. When they bury my bones in the grave they dig, they won't remember I died, they'll remember I lived, cause I sure as hell did. Take a couple trips around the sun, and after all is said and done, no one remembers the tears, but they'll remember I lived.
Man, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to cry listening to that, get inspired. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good music right there,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Thank you, man. Thank you,
Yeah, man, that's good music. It make you like, yeah, man. It make you feel good to be a damn human, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
about,
Tell
man.
me I ain't catch that right, yo.
You're right, man.
See?
You're right, man.
See, y'all
Yeah.
thought I was bluffing. Y'all thought I had some you know, I don't play with the music. I'm just a halfway crook. I don't do that. I grew up listening to jazz music. I say it all the time, Frank Sinatra. Every day
Yeah.
my father listened to Frank. You know what I'm saying? The Main Event. That was like one of my favorite songs of Frank Sinatra.
Perfect.
Okay, hip hop. I was there at the origin of hip hop. Music, man. I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts. First of all, as I listened to the song, you can tell that you're a great songwriter. Your breaks is right, the music, all that's top notch writing right there.
Thank you.
It is what it is. So, you know, like I said, I went to the School for the Arts. I know what I'm listening for. I heard it every single day in high school. So, look, man, boy. So, what inspired you with that song? Because it got me. I'm like, man, that shit fire.
Man, you know what's so crazy, bro? I'm gonna try to tell this story real fast. But anyway, one time I was down in San Diego writing some songs with another friend of mine, and we went down there. And true story, we go out on these trips. We take mushrooms. I know, whatever, but I was high,
Right.
and and it's about 1 a.m. I'm high on mushrooms, and my homegirl from the East Coast called me. So I'm like, it's 4 a.m. over there. I answered the phone. She says, "Hey, Bash, what do you think happens when you die?" And I was like, whoa, you okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Mm.
cool? She's like, yeah, I had a real bad dream. And I was like, well, baby, this ain't really the best time to talk about this, but I just assume when you go back to wherever you was before you got here, do you remember where you were before you got here? And she said, no, I don't remember. I said, well, I just assume you go back there. She said, all right, then. I said, you good? She said, I promise I'm good. Just had a bad dream. I said, okay, call me if you need me. She hang up the phone. About 30 minutes later, she texts me and she says, Bess, I was always scared to die, but you really just helped me out on that. I really appreciate that. But I don't think I want to be here no more. I just dropped my daughter off at my mama house. I love you, and I'll see you next lifetime. And I broke, right? I'm trying to call her back, but the phone going straight to answer machine, like she turned it off. I'm trying to find her mama. I'm trying to look for a brother on Facebook. Keep in mind, it's 4 a.m. on the East Coast.
Right.
So I'm trying. Nothing's happening. My high brain says, hey, there's this little song you sing when you're scared. You don't know the words, you can't write it down, but if you sing it right now, I bet they'll sing it with you. I'm like, yo, shut up. Like, I'm trying to do something. So I'm trying to And my friends are like, are you okay? I'm trying to tell them I'm crying. Like everybody kind of, there's this little song you sing when you're scared. Okay, anyway. So anyway, I ended up crying myself to sleep. I couldn't find her. I woke up the next morning. She had texted me. She had taken some medication that had given her suicidal ideations. But after she dropped her mom off, she ended up getting sick driving home. She pulled off to the side of the road, and the ambulance came and got her, took her to the hospital, pumped her stomach. She's alive and well right now. Right, just talked to her the other day. Right, but I went back and listened to, because I ended up recording that saying, "Hey, that's this little song you sing when you're scared," because it kept playing in my head, and I was like, "What was I talking about?" And it hit me. It was like, the little song you sing when you're scared. Everybody sings it. You don't know the words. You can't write it down. It's called crying. Right, it's just this little song we all sing when we're scared. We don't know the words. I can't write it down. But if I sing it to you right now, you'll sing with me. Right. And then I thought, it's another little song we sing when we're happy. We don't know the words. We can't write it down. But if I sing it to you right now, you'll sing with me. And that song called Laughing. And then it hit me, man. Stop letting the words get in the way. Get as close to those two songs as you can possibly get. Right. Get as close to crying as you can, because that's the song everybody knows. Get as close to laughing as you can, because that's the song everybody knows. Right. And that really, that's what kind of opened up my perspective. That's what inspired this song. I wanted to get as close to that actual feeling as I can. Because, like when you think about life, like, again, she was talking about being afraid to die. But it's like, bro, it ain't nobody gonna remember the day I died.
Right.
Right. But they're gonna remember every day I was here. You get what I'm saying? That's the goal. Like, you might forget my death date, right? I want you to remember every day that I breathed. You know what I'm saying? And that's what inspired that song. That song woke me up in the middle of the night. I could play you the voice note. I was laying in the bed, and that it just started singing to me. Like, I didn't. That song is not on paper anywhere. I never wrote that song down.
Wow.
Right. In the middle of the night, those verses just came to me, bro. Yeah.
You can tell it's something. You could tell it was something behind the damn song, man, because this shit just bam. You know what I mean? Hey, put a 1 in the chat, man, if y'all like that song right there, man. That's, you know what I mean? You think it's gonna be your favorite, but it ain't. I got some more for y'all. Kyle says Twister on the remix.
Twister is on the remix. I actually have no, I can't tell, but Twister has already done a remix. We should be shooting a video for it this week, as a matter of fact.
Oh man, yeah, you do some good videos. Well, you crazy, yo. Yeah. Well, that's deep right there, man. So, okay, with your music, it seemed like, from what I'm listening to, you're trying to uplift humanity, bro. Like that, I'm just telling you, bro. Like, am I right about how close am I to that?
Bro, you dead on, man. When you think, man, we went into the pandemic. Let me go back a little further. Okay. So when my first hit record, I had like a song with J-Lo that did fairly well, but my first, like, boom, this is a hit record, was this little girl named Alessia Cara, right? And she had this song called Here, right? And I wrote that song. I was in Canada, wrote that song for, and at the time, this was like in 2012, 2013, all the music was about, I want to make love in the club. Everybody was in the club. Everything was happening in the club, the whole thing. And so I wrote that song for her to be like, I don't want to go to the club. I want to do something else, right? And because it was a counterculture song, it stuck out, right? Like, it stuck out. The same thing happened with Scars to Beautiful. When all the women were going to go get plastic surgery, and nothing against going to the club and nothing against plastic surgery, I'm just saying, right? But when everybody was talking about, I'm getting my body fixed, her song came out about not getting your body fixed, right? It was about doing the exact opposite. Okay, boom, it was a hit. Well, when I wanted to do this project, I realized that, man, I personally am tired of folk being sad.
Mm.
I'm sick of that. I'm tired of y'all singing about not loving each other. I'm tired of that. I just done had enough of that, right? I'm tired of y'all talking about how toxic your relationships are. I'm sick of it, right? I want to sing about love. I want to sing about being happy to see somebody. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, but when I went to church, the one thing I learned at church was, if you don't hear the song that you want to sing, write it.
Right.
Right? If you don't hear what you want to hear, write it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to sing about uplifting each other. I wanted to sing about the things that make me tick, the thing that I think manhood is about, that humanity is about, being a good person. And it's a way to do that without coming off cheesy. Because you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to preach to nobody.
Right.
It's a way to do that and still be cool or whatever. So that.
Yeah, that's real right there, man. Man, Fontaine say, man, guess is fire show.
Thank you,
You know
man.
what I'm
Thank you.
saying? Yeah, that's the one he wrote that intro, man. That's
that
the
was
song
dope.
right there, man. The Pseudo Killers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all day. That's real right there. And so I got a comment in the chat from American Dream. And he like to fight and go back and forth. He don't understand the origins of country music, right? He think we doing what the Black Owls just do, make everything theirs, right? So that's why he must have missed. Early on, I brought who the first Cowboys was, and I'll show that again, right? So he know. Then I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit, about country western, the Black community, how we've been left out. So here's an article from the Journal of Science there, buddy. All right. It said America's first cowboys were enslaved Africans. Okay. It's right here. All right. Ancient cow DNA suggests. And I'm going to drop this article again and you can read it. Like, so who the hell he thought was actually working on? That's an easy no-brainer. Who the hell he think was doing that and calling them boys?
Yeah.
Like, it's right there for you. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Right there for you.
Because the white men who worked on ranches were called cattle hands. They were called cattle hands. But Black men who worked on ranches were called cowboys. Yeah.
Wow.
Or they would call them cattlemen, right? They would call them cattlemen or cattle hands.
Right.
But as a sign of derogatory, you call them cowboys. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, there you go, American Dream. We don't play over here, bro. We keep it super tight because we always ready to make sure our thing can be backed up in step 2, man. That's deep, man. Oh man. So okay. Inspiration, your music, the way you do it. And so it seemed like you've been ready for this moment for a long damn time. Like this is something you need to quote what you really supposed to be doing, goddamn it.
Man, but bro, let me tell you this. Okay, pop quiz. You know music. If you could guess the 2 biggest songs in recorded music history, if you could guess, what do you think the 2, and by biggest, I mean they were number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the longest amount of time. If you could guess, what do you think it would be?
Would it be a country song?
I can't tell you. Just give a guess.
Oh, man, you can't tell me. Well, hell, I don't know, man. My mind be stuck in the DNA and all that.
Okay.
Something Michael Jackson wrote?
You would think it was Michael Jackson. Nope. Okay, just pick an artist.
Dolly Parton.
Wasn't Dolly Parton. Okay, let me give you the answer.
All right, go ahead.
The two biggest songs in all of recorded music, that means they was number 1 on the Hot 100 for the longest amount of time, is Lil Nas X, Old Town Road.
Oh, shit.
And Shaboozey, A Bar Song, that just came out last year.
I was never going to guess that, bro.
Both of those songs were number 1 on the Hot 100 for 19 weeks. No other song has ever done 19 weeks. No song, ever. Those are the only 2 songs that have ever done that. And what they have in common is they are 2 Black boys singing hood country songs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. What I know, and sometimes when we think about America and Americana, again, like our history is kind of blurry. Like we don't really see all the pieces. But you're right. We the first cowboys. Country music itself, it's coming from a couple of places. There's Western country, and then there's what they call country or hillbilly country.
Right.
So
What?
hillbilly, and I'm gonna tell you about hillbilly country. Okay,
All right, we going that day. You said hillbilly
what
country.
Western country is, you know, like the Texas kind of country that comes from
Right.
cowboys, right?
Right.
So these is cattle ranchers and blah blah blah, cowboys. Okay,
Mhm.
black people was involved in that, playing the guitars, right? So you get that thing. But then out in West Virginia, it's a group of people called the Melungeons,
Mhm.
right? The Melungeons were descendants of African slaves, Native Americans, and sometimes even Irish folk. They all kind of blended together. And if you ever meet a Melungeon, they have a specific look. They look like, you just have to Google a Melungeon, you'll see them. They have a very specific look. They look like Black Indians.
Mhm.
They got like this kind of wavy hair. They don't have straight hair like Indian people would have or Native people would have. It's wavy, but they look kind of native, beautiful people. Anyway, Melungeons or the enslaved Africans and the indentured servant Irish
Mhm.
would play guitar and banjo together. You know, the banjo is an African instrument,
Mhm.
right? So, and that became country, what they call hillbilly music, because they was from the hills of West Virginia. They knew them as hillbillies, right? But these were just African slaves and the indentured servants from Ireland and being broke together and making music together. So country music is as rooted in Black American history as any other music is,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
We were, and it's not something that we're going into. We're going back to, right?
Mm.
The Irish and the Melungeons and the West African slaves. You see them people, bro,
Mhm.
right? And they are a cultural blend of Black African slaves, Irish, and Native Americans,
Wow.
right?
Hmm.
And those people, like that ethnicity of people right there, are really the essence of what country music is. That banjo, steel guitar, pluck guitar, that sound with the bass that they was playing on the one string. That's where country music come from. And Black folk built that, alongside. I'm not. This wasn't just Black people. You get what I'm saying? But
Uh-huh.
we built that alongside other oppressed people in America.
Nice.
Then
Nice.
what ends up happening is it gets popular because the thing about it, poor people make stuff cool, rich people make stuff popular,
Mm.
right? So the poor people made it cool. Poor music is always gonna be cool because we know the way it go. Like we know how life really works. We got that perspective in that, right? And then people started to listen to it. That the kids started learning. The rich kids started learning. Oh, this is how they doing that. Blah blah blah. And you turn it into an industry.
Mhm.
And the industry says, "Oh, we don't want y'all to do it. We want to do it. Right? You get out." And so we get kicked out of country music, and we go from getting kicked out of country music, fact,
Mm.
into making what we currently call R&B music
Mm.
or rock and roll music, because the original rock and roll music was rockabilly music, right? Which comes
Wow.
from hillbilly music.
Mm.
Right? So you went from from hillbilly music to rockabilly music. Well, the rockabillys, Little Richard was really initially making Chuck Berry, Little Richard. That was rockabilly music.
Mm.
That was just one derivation away from hillbilly music,
Mm.
right? Okay, so then here come Ray Charles, and he does this whole country album, right? And it's like, no, we don't want him to do that. We want to do that.
They
Get him
keep
out of here.
doing it. They
Right?
keep doing that, huh?
Right? Yeah. So they end up pushing us pretty much
Uh-huh.
all the way over into basically when we got to like the 70s and 80s, we started disco, get out of disco, right? We started rock and roll, get out of rock and roll. But again, it started out as rockabilly, get out of rockabilly. And so they end up pushing us into or the last place that really did really come was hip hop. And hip hop was born the same way though. It was born of Black and Puerto Rican people in the projects in New
Mhm.
York.
Mhm.
And the only instruments they had around was turntables. They didn't have guitars and trumpets and blah blah blah. So they were just making music, scratch this over, do that again. We'll rap over that little part. Boom. And so then hip hop becomes a thing, right? But all of those are really just derivatives of these musics that we've been making for hundreds of years.
Man, bro. Yeah, and the people that had them hard times, man, they make the best music, man. The blues music,
Oh, I
the
skipped past the blues.
soulful music. You passed
Let,
blues. I was
all right,
bringing
let
that.
me go back to blues. Okay,
Go
so
back. Rewind.
in the meantime, while you got hillbilly music on your like your northeast, well, get kind of like center, West Virginia, in that area. You got Western music, country Western music that's out there in Texas and out in America. Well, in the middle, you getting this kind of blend of that. You get some guitars involved, right? You got some guitars, but you also got like this jazz influence that's coming from down in like New Orleans. And that blends together and makes this thing that we call the blues, right? It still got them same twangy guitars that you would hear in country music, right? But it's got a little jazz influence, and it's got this Southern gospel influence, because that's what they did most of their singing, right? So all like blues, jazz, rockabilly, hillbilly, Western, country, again, all the way to, well, by the time you get up north, you got dance and hip hop, but all of that comes from the same group of minds.
Facts.
Yeah.
People going through struggles. And so, I find it real interesting now. The same way they pushed us out of country music is the same way they try to push the Puerto Ricans out of the hip hop. It's like we became them. It's like we became the oppressors.
Bro,
it's the most ridiculous thing ever, because hip hop is it's there. The Diasporian Africans enslaved. One said go to the Caribbean, one come to America, and they meet back up and they're going Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And my fault, the Bronx, right? And then you get hip hop. You can listen to the music, the bongos and all that. That's Caribbean.
That's very Caribbean. And so then, and even once you get down to you get the go-go, like when you get down in the go, it's the same idea, just African drums and right. Is and again, we be looking at music like it's not human. Music is human, and so it evolves and makes new species just like human beings, just like any animal would, right? Like eventually it adapts to its culture, it adapts to its surroundings, and the music that's best adapted wins the day.
It wins the day.
It wins the day. Go-go is gonna forever live in DC because it comes from DC. You can't really hear it nowhere else, but it makes so much sense in DC.
It makes sense. I mean, the go-go, mother, my first twin, my twins, the mother of my twins, go. I was like, man, what the hell is y'all listening to?
But it makes sense in the area.
It makes sense in the area.
It's kind of like if you listen to Zydeco. Zydeco don't really make a whole lot of sense, like if you're not in Louisiana. But when you get to Louisiana, it just sounds like Louisiana. It just do. And you want to hear, you go to Nashville, you want to hear country music because it feels right. Before I moved to LA, let me tell you what music I didn't like. I didn't like EDM. Didn't like it. It was just boring. It was too electronic for me. I just didn't like it. But keep in mind, I'm living in a steel town. Like I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, bro. We got steel mills and we hard working folks. So we like hard music, And this EDM was too light and fluffy till I moved to LA. The moment I saw all that sunshine and all them beaches, I was like, oh, this make perfect sense.
I get it. Laid backness. Cali laid back.
Yeah, it makes sense now. So, but all of that is just related. It's a ancestor. It's a, you can see where, okay, this music kind of grew into this and it grew over here into this and blah, blah, blah. But all of that comes from oppressed people who in their free time trying to find some joy or trying to explain themselves, put sounds together with the people that was around, ways to communicate to those people what they was going through. That's all right.
That's facts. And I'm gonna drop the link so y'all can come talk to Pynk Bear, ask him any questions. But let me play this song right here.
Okay.
All right. Is this one did I play?
Mine, Lord Willing. No, that's you want to play the other one, Mine, Lord Willing.
Yeah, got you. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Mine, Lord Willing. Here we go.
She smoked in California, that ass from Alabama, and she wanna go shopping and get crab legs in Atlanta, and nobody say Miami, but I say that don't matter, cause she dressed like a city girl and cooked just like my grandma, and she ain't from Tennessee, but she attending my eyes, and she mine, Lord willing, and the river don't rise. Call her Monday, she at work, call her Sunday, she might be at church, but baby, she the river don't rise. A cutie in a Louis, look like a mama raised her well. Yeah, hey, she know what she's doing, so whatever she's doing, know that she gon' do it today. Hey, call her Monday, she at work. Call her Sunday, she might be at church. But baby daddy got the baby for the weekend, so on Friday she gon' twerk. She a demon in the church, she stay on that type of time, and she my Lord willing and the river don't rise.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me talk about this song right here.
Yeah.
Do you know you just explained a lot of African American Black American women, man?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like you go to church on Sunday, working hard, working like the party, right? We call it twerking. That's dancing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the African festival dance, right?
Yeah.
Dancing, right? And in the church, everybody look when she fine. You know, the older women in the church like she a demon, boy, because the men next turning. Well, that's hey, man. See,
Yeah, man.
yeah, that's what you talking about. You talking about them beautiful Black American women, man, their experiences as they grow and mature and live. Talk about that song, man.
Man, you know what, bro? I wanted to find a way to like celebrate my sisters in a that wasn't derogatory, that just
Right.
celebrated just all that they are. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
Black women, they spiritual and they hard working and they know how to have a good time. And I feel like sometimes we try to separate the good time girl from the good woman, right? Like, but that same woman that can pray for you or whatever y'all do, you know, to uplift you, she still want to have a good time, right? And you know, it's okay to celebrate that. It's okay to just love that lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life ain't been quote unquote perfect, and neither has
Right.
hers. But
Right.
man, it's a good woman in now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's good loving right there, bro. Like, you know, and I feel like we spend a lot of time trying to put our sisters down, you know, about what they've been through in their past or whatever, man. I just want us to have a time to just celebrate that and dance about that and be okay with the women that loved us through it all. Right? Like, I know it's been some ladies that love me at my worst when I couldn't put two nickels together.
Ah, boy, what you talking about,
You know what I'm
man?
saying? Yes,
What
I
you
just
talking
want to take
about,
the time,
man?
man.
And you know why they going through, you know, about why the sisters going through what they going through, man. You can't never look down on them, because the question is, you know, you fast to see the log and to see the twig in somebody else's eye, right? But don't recognize that log in your own eyes. That's why I be
Facts.
like, come on, Black men, stop tripping, man. We
Facts.
all going through experiences, you know, based off being groomed in America. You
Facts.
feel me?
Oh, let me tell you one more thing about that song. Okay.
Mhm.
So you know the end of it is she mind Lord willing and the river don't rise. Okay.
Right.
That's actually a really, I don't know if I've ever told y'all this story. Okay. So there's this old Southern phrase that says, Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Right.
Mm.
Lord willing and the creek don't rise. And so if let's say you leave in church or something, this is what I used to hear when I was leaving church. And like my dad would be like, oh, I'm gonna come over there and see you. I would be down your way, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. And it just kind of mean like if don't nothing come up, right? Like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I can.
Mhm.
But I actually looked into that phrase, right?
Mm.
And I realized that it was really a Confederate phrase
Mm.
where like a Confederate would say to another Confederate, oh, I'm gonna come out there to see you if the Creek Indians don't rise up.
Mm. Mm.
Right.
The creek.
And the
Yeah.
creek, like the
Creek.
creek
Mhm.
people, right?
Yeah. The creek. Yeah.
If the creek natives don't rise up and fight
Mhm.
us, then I'm I'm gonna make it. So Lord willing and the creek don't rise. They were talking about
Mm.
the people, the creek.
Right. Mhm.
And once I learned that, I was like, oh, I don't want to say that. Right. Because I want the
Right.
creek to rise if that's what they
Right.
need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, so I changed it to river because in my mind I thought it was about the water in the first place. I thought they were saying if it don't flood or something, right? But Lord willing and it don't flood. That's what I thought they was really saying. But that saying was really about Lord willing and the creek people don't
Uh-huh.
rise.
Uh-huh.
So I changed it to river because even this whole thing is about uplifting people, man. Like this whole project is just about uplifting people wherever you may be, you
Mhm.
know, and seeing what's good in you, seeing what's positive in you, and celebrating that. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. And we celebrate humanity around here, man. We celebrate our African Americanness, our Africanness. just the beauty of how a people transform through time based off of colonialism and
Yeah.
fight through the struggle. And music has always been an outlet for us. Okay. So, and that's where they get it twisted in hip hop, right? So, hip hop is music that's supposed to uplift you. And I don't mean making a perfect song where everybody is perfect. That's not what I'm
Right.
saying. I'm saying if you're in the street selling dope, right, then sell the dope in your music, right? And then uplift your community
In real life, yes.
in real
Yes.
life. Like you
In
don't,
real life.
if you're gonna shoot them up, bang, bang in your music, right?
Mhm.
You supposed to make sure your community, you know what I'm saying, is drug and gun free.
For sure. Yeah.
Give
You know what?
jobs, you know, inspiring them. You feel me? That's what
Yes.
music for. It's called an art form. But go ahead, brother.
I 100% I agree with that. I said this today, early this morning. It takes money to build a neighborhood,
Yeah,
but it takes love to build a community. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we be trying to, you know, like the art of hip hop or whatever the art. It could be movie making, like Steven Spielberg, or what's the dude that do all the horror movies? The big horror, you know what I'm talking about? Do all the horror movies. But anyway, whoever doing all the horror movies, he don't kill people in his neighborhood.
right. Kill
Right.
him in the movie.
He kill him in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But he not coming to his actual neighborhood. Wes
Yeah.
Craven ain't coming to his neighborhood
Right.
hacking people up.
No,
Right.
not at all.
It's just an art form. Right. It's just an art form.
It's an
Right.
art
And
form.
so you do that in the art, but then you come to your community and you take the money that you make in the art,
And
you help build a neighborhood, you build a community. And that's what I think music ought to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think we make that mistake. We be Stephen King, that's what it was. That's what it was. Stephen King. Yeah. Stephen King ain't never killed nobody.
Never.
Right.
Never killed nobody in his life.
Never killed, but he done killed 1 million people in the movies. Right. And, but yeah.
So that's like, you know, that's kind of like the biblical text, right? You know, when you read the biblical text, it's really talking about the experiences of a people that are related in a specific geographical region, and the experiences with the other clans and tribes around them, and how they gain understanding and salvation through following the deity that they put the ideas and concepts in.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
And based off of that, right, the next generations will be better for it. You feel me? And that's the same thing with music. Because religion is cultural, the deity is cultural, music is cultural.
Yes.
The music is supposed to uplift your community.
Yes.
It's supposed to shine a light on the things, you know what I'm saying, that people don't really want to talk about. But go ahead, brother.
Bro, speaking of the Bible, and I've been trying to stay away from this, but picture this. So when you read Joshua's conquest, like, you know, they're going through and they fighting this people and that people, and they slaughtered this people and slaughtered that people. That didn't really happen.
Correct.
Right? It was hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is just a song. This is just a story. We didn't really kill the Amalekites.
Right.
They're still alive.
Still alive.
Right? We didn't really kill the people in Jericho. They still alive. But it was their way of like building up their culture. Our culture better than their culture. Right? We're better than them. You get what I'm saying? And the same thing I think all hold true in especially when you live in a world full of people that's trying to hold you down. Right? You got to say to yourself, oh, we can do this. Right? I want to sing that to my kids. I want my kids to know you're important, you're special, you're loved, you're beautiful, you know, you're talented, right? But in a world where that don't nobody want to say that to them, then I gotta make sure I say it. Right. And so even if I talk about my hustlers, bro, I was doing a show the other night. And shout out to 803 Fresh. I don't know if y'all heard that. Where them fans at? Hey, where them fans? Anyway, I did a show with Buddy the other night.
Okay.
And real good guy, man. But before the show, a brother came back to me. Didn't know the man. He came backstage and he was like, bro, I just need to tell you something, man. Don't take this the wrong way. And I was like, okay, you know, what's up? He said, man, I'm a street nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do what I got to do to, you know, make it. Now, he said, I ain't never killed nobody and I don't rob people. But, you know, I hustle. I do my thing. I go, bro, I understand. He said, I just want you to know your music is really touching real niggas out here, bro. And it moved me. It moved me because, you know, you can imagine what he listened to on a day-by-day basis. Right? And even the hardest nigga in the world sometimes need a hug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need a hug, bro. And that's all right. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you
Like,
funny, boy. That's
yeah.
hilarious, yo.
So
You funny.
that's what I'm trying to do, man. Just give a hug to the hood, man,
Yeah, give
and
a
allow
hug
me.
to the hood.
Yeah, man.
Mhm. Give a hug
Yeah.
to the hood, man. Hey, man. So, anything else you want to tell on the people, man, about your music, and how can they get with your music, man? You gonna have something in Atlanta? I know you're having
Yes.
something in Alabama. I know
Yes.
some tickets being sold, man.
Tickets going.
So,
All
mhm,
right. So real quick,
mhm,
I'll be in Atlanta on May the 18th.
mhm.
It is added. The tickets are not on sale yet, but I'm telling y'all early so y'all will know. And I make sure you follow me everywhere on TikTok. It's hi underscore I am underscore Pinkbeard PYNKBEARD. Right.
Right.
On Instagram, they won't let me change my name, so it's just Sebastian Cole, all one word, and it's Cole with a
Right.
K.
Right.
But make sure you follow me there. I will that song I Lived is gonna be my first single. I'm
Okay.
hoping to have it out in the next week or two. If you're trying to get an advanced copy, what I'm doing right now, and I can't even say that. Just DM me on
Right.
something.
Yeah,
I
don't
don't want to
say
say
it.
it out
Don't
loud.
mess it
Yeah,
up, God damn it.
yeah.
So
I
look,
don't
I
want
got some
everybody to have one.
people. All right, I got some. Right, you don't want anybody to have that. All right,
Yeah.
man. Let me get that first call in here. Fontaine, man, what's good, man? Being musically inclined yourself with writing and putting things together. What's good, man? What say you, Fontaine?
Nothing much, nothing much. What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, what's up to you, Pink Beard, man? Salute to you, bro.
Man, salute to you, bro.
Yeah, I heard your name before and stuff. I'm not as familiar with all of the music, but I definitely heard of you before. And like the way you put together that work, bro, that's dope. Like, and I
Thank you,
do
man.
mostly hip hop, rap music, but I like to believe I write all kind of music. So to hear that, it's amazing. Like your production, like all of it, bro, is A1. It's like you could tell you really meticulous with your work. You know what I mean? You don't just put
Thank you,
out any
man.
sound. It's dope. I
Thank you,
did
man. I
want to
really
ask,
appreciate that.
like, what was it like trying to get into the writing field for you?
Okay. My experience in getting into the right, I had always been writing songs. I didn't know it was a job. I just thought, keep in mind, I grew up in church where everybody wrote songs, so I didn't know that was a
Mm,
job. So I used to just write songs, go out and sing them in my neighborhood, little local bars and stuff. And then one day, a homeboy of mine who had been signed to Atlantic came home. He was like, "Bro, let's just get together and write some stuff." And so we ended up writing some hooks, just writing hooks. And one of them made it to Jennifer Lopez, and she put it out. So I was like, "Man, I'm going to go out to LA and just try to pursue that." But if there's anything that I would tell somebody to do if they're trying to get into being a songwriter, is write for the people around you. Let me tell you why. Right now, the music industry is going through a shift. The music industry no longer signs talent. And that's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a thing. The music industry is not signing talent. The music industry is signing audiences, right? So it doesn't matter how good you are at it. What matters is how many people hear it, right?
Mm.
So the best way to do this is find you somebody that's around you that you believe in. If it's not you, it could be you. But let's say you want to get into a different kind of song. Let's say you want to let's say you don't sing R&B, but you can write an R&B song. Find an artist around you that you believe in, write for them. Put that music out independently. Get people listening to it. Right. And then what happens is somebody gonna hear the song. This happens to me all the time on Instagram. Hey man, I like that song. Who wrote that? Oh, I wrote it. Can you write me one? Sure. Right. And that's how you get invites into other rooms. But a lot of times people be trying to take their song and send it to Puffy or whoever. I want to send my song to Beyonce. No. Why? Why? She has no reason to listen to that song. Right. Go find Keisha and write for Keisha. Right? You're gonna make more money that way. If it's successful, you're gonna make a bulk of the money that way, and you're gonna build your brand, and people gonna know, hey, if you're looking for that kind of song, call Buddy, he got you.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
fine.
All right. All right, Fontaine, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All good. I appreciate you, man. Dope show, man.
All right,
Thank you, man.
man. You know how we do it. Peace. What's up, Lex, man? What's on your mind, man? What you got for Pink Big?
Peace, peace. What's up, man?
How you feeling, bro?
Good. I'm curious. Are you from Tennessee?
I'm from Alabama.
Oh, I thought you was. I thought you said you was in. You just said you people like to go to Nashville or something. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that out. I think because a lot of black people think country music is white. How do you feel about Morgan Wallen's like country hip hop style? You digging his stuff?
Morgan Wallen's dope. The people who write for Morgan Wallen look like me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, most of the people who write for Morgan, they look like me. They look like you. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate. Let me go back though. Morgan is just an extension of Florida Georgia Line, and Florida Georgia Line is just an extension of Nelly, right? Florida Georgia Line would not have popped off at all had it not been for Nelly. Because they was making like a different kind of country too. It wasn't traditional. But when they did that song with Nelly, it made it more mainstream, and that popped off that whole like merging hip hop with country sound. He wasn't the first to do it. It was just that's kind of what popped it off. Same way like when Beyonce did this last album, she ain't the first black girl to sing country music, but it was like, hey, pay attention to that. So Morgan Wallen is kind of an extension of what Nelly was doing, and so is Jelly Roll, and there's a lot of kids that's coming up that like that now. There's like, I say kids, but you know, men that's coming up like that.
Yeah, your phone went out.
Extensions of.
Go ahead.
Wait, is that me?
Yeah, that was you. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
I can hear you.
Wait.
I can hear you.
Wait, is that me?
I must be going through some technical difficulty. But yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. This is a good time to take a commercial break before I get to the next caller. So man, look, hit that Cash App, man. Make sure y'all know we got the we got a powerful show coming up, man. And I'm gonna make sure all y'all in the building.
Uncle, are you playing a song right now?
No, I'm not. You can hear a song. I'm not
Where am I
playing
hearing this?
I don't know.
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna drop it. Come right back. I keep hearing me. Like, hold on.
All right, drop. Come back. Come back. All right, so yeah, y'all know what we got going down, man. It's coming up, and I want y'all to make sure y'all support what we got going on around here. We got Dr. K, the interview with the experts, March 21st, 6:30. Man, be in the building, man. It's going all the way down, man. Appreciate everybody stopping through. It's very, very important. And man, y'all know how we do it around here, but make sure y'all go ahead and get your tickets, man, or hit that Cash App, show some love, man. We will be giving away some free tickets, man. You know, if you're in the pseudo killer army, the pseudo killers, man, make sure you support your thing, man. You know how we do around here, man. Let's hear a little bit of Cater before Pink Bear come back, man.
And I'm just trying to get an idea from what the questions I'm hearing is, I mean, what would you define then as an African?
I don't define an African or the African. There is a matrix of variability that constitutes a description of an African reality. Very different notion. The moment you start defining things with narrow terms and in particular ways, and a non-scientific, for something that's as fluid as this, is the moment that you will get into trouble, because then you're going to be forced to explain things, like I said, with typological methods or deductive methods when they don't fit. Okay? 60% is the corresponding value for a variable once cherished by physical anthropologists, namely the cephalic index. And he goes on to talk about serological traits that also are highly variable, aspects of fingerprints that are highly variable. These are the classical traits that anthropologists used at one time. Some still do. Of course, now we have DNA, and DNA diversity is also known to be extremely great in Africa. He asked the following questions, though. He says, confronted with such a wide variation in biological characters in the native populations of sub-Saharan Africa, and to be frank, with the stereotyped idea that most of us have about what a true African looks like, one is inclined to ask whether all of this diversity originated in sub-Saharan Africa. If not, how much of it was the result of gene flow That is to say, admixture or migration into the area. I don't know what you mean by Mediterranean, but let me repeat myself.
African.
No, well, there's more than one way to be African. There's more than one way to look African. There's more than one way to look Asian. There's more than one way to be Asian. That is.
Man, all right. So, okay, we back, man. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, let's get it back in. All right, you back up in there.
So
Pynk
sorry
Big.
about that, man. So sorry, man.
Song was going in your head. A new song was popping up in your head, man. Don't worry about it. Get
It was
money.
playing Mine, Lord Willing, and I was like, where's that coming from? I don't know where it came
Coming from your phone.
Yeah. Sorry
All right,
about
we
that.
got another caller for you, man.
Okay.
Cedric, what's on your mind, bro?
Peace. I just want to let you know that your music is international, and when you're thinking about touring, you should consider 3 islands in the Caribbean: Saint Lucia, Dominica, and Anguilla. As for myself, I grew up listening to Conway Twitty in my home, Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton. So country music has always been a part of the vocabulary of me particularly, and in my community. So you can take this stuff on international tour, because in the Caribbean there are these particular islands. Their festivals, their home parties, their concerts are country western based. So we've always been closely related to country western music internationally. So I just wanted you to know that.
Beautiful, bro.
And I've been following you since you was on JJ's panel a couple months ago, and he was trying to harass you, right? So from then I looked you up, and I was like, but this brother. This brother's a real deal. But the JJ's trolling, but this is the man writes. This music is fire. I watch your concerts, sold out concerts. Yeah, brother. I like you. You are the real deal. You're the real deal. I appreciate you being on the platform.
JJ gonna always try to give me a hard time, but I tell JJ this: I beat JJ so bad he changed religions, and I never let that go.
Come next week, the 16th, he's gonna get another beat down. I'm gonna make Caribbean goat stew out of him. He keeps calling himself the goat. I keep telling him in the Caribbean we eat goat meat for lunch.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's funny, man. All right, thank you, Cedric, man. Appreciate you, bro, for stopping through, man.
Peace.
All right, peace. Yeah, JJ is
funny, man.
He's a funny guy, man. Lighthearted, but man, he got it confused, man.
Boy, he gotta let him know, because he is funny.
He's funny, He trying. He ain't never lost an argument
in his life.
Why no the champ? Boy. Yeah, man. So
bad. He ain't even Hebrew no more.
Wow. Okay. Hey, so when your album coming out, man? When you releasing that? What you doing?
First single gonna be out in the next couple of weeks. I'm working on getting the mixes in right now. And again, music industry is getting a little different. You don't just drop albums like you used to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop a song, and then maybe about 4 weeks later I'm gonna drop another one.
Okay.
Just kind of build up to get people used to hearing what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna put all those songs together. Right. That'll be called an album.
All right, that's how they doing it now. Okay, little shift in there, man. Man, what you want to say to your fans, man? What you want to say to them?
First off, I want to say thank y'all, man, and specifically to those in the conscious and enlightened communities, man. I want to say thank y'all, and I hope to never do anything to disappoint you. You know what I'm saying? I recognize, my mama used to always say that if you ever get the mic, you should say something important. So I want to make sure that I'm saying important things, and I want to make sure that I'm spreading love and positivity. And I just want to appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow me everywhere. And yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, let me get this last caller. And caller, what's going on with you, man? What you got for Pynk Big?
What's up? His bed is pink. That's all I can say.
It is.
But it's you I call to talk to. I want to say what's up to you, man.
You ain't talking to me. This is an interview. You want to talk to me about what? If we ain't talking country music, we ain't talking.
I want to say what's up, man. I think we need to link up, man, and have a serious conversation, man. I would like to back and forth with you.
Okay, yeah, I'm good at it. I'm good at it. Oh man, I'm good at it there, bro.
A nice conversation with you, not confrontational.
Nah,
And
I'm a confrontational human being, just with the knowledge and wisdom. But I ain't trying to fight nobody. I ain't trying to throw no blows. I respect humanity, and I love African Americans, man, Black Americans, and I love the Africans that went to all the Caribbean and the islands, the whole 9 yards, bro. So anytime you ready to get beat up, I'm willing to do it, brother.
well,
I'm
listen,
willing
I
to
might get
raise your
beat up, but
game
that's okay.
to the
That's
standard.
okay.
You feel
As
me?
long as
I'm
I
willing
fight,
to
that's
raise your
what you
game
are.
to the standard.
As long as I fight, that's okay.
No,
Still-
no. This
Still
ain't
get
boxing.
respect.
This is intellectual. You gotta
Nah,
get
man.
that
The
right.
rule is that two men have a fight.
Yeah.
Respect is
Can I
still
ask? And I'm being nosy. I know this off the subject, but
Be nosy, go ahead.
what do y'all want to talk about? What you want to talk about?
Yeah,
Because I want to see if
That's a very good question.
we listening.
That's a good question.
You don't know?
I just want to. I just think we need to have a conversation.
About what? About what?
We just have
Can't have a conversation. You don't know you want to have a conversation about. That's bananas. You already lost.
I don't know, man. There's so much I want to say, but then again, I don't want to come on and embarrass myself.
Oh,
But
you
just the-
afraid? Nah.
just the
I'll
general
turn it
topic,
down for
bro.
you. Ain't gonna embarrass yourself, bro. I would never.
No, Unc. I don't want to come on and just be talking crazy.
Well,
I can't do that. So I need to pick a topic where I know I wouldn't be sounding foolish.
and what topic would that be? What topic would that be?
Is it about religion? Is it about science? Is it about society? What is it about?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I just want to talk to the brother because I find sometimes when we come on, we have some misunderstandings and it goes left. I just want to talk to the brother and have a conversation.
We ain't never been left though. Me and you ain't never been left.
And it's some things I wanted to say that I just didn't say.
Why you ain't say it? You scared?
Get it off your chest, Chief.
You gotta get off your chest, bro. I laugh and play a lot, bro. But for real, yo, I think it's important for the discourse. All right. Pink Beard, no. Pink Beard been around for a while, man. His conversation is elevated, bro. And I take him into war anytime.
Go.
When it come on some real, like he one of the ones that let's go. If it's time to go and have these types come, he ain't gonna get around him. I already know he been a preacher, right? I've been a shooter, right? I know how I feel on both sides of the field. I've been a black geologist. You know what I'm saying? I've been all that. I understand what it is not to believe. I know what that means. I know how I help you see things clear. I know as an atheist, as I read the biblical text, dude, or Egyptian text, I can actually take out what they really trying to get to.
But then you have to ask yourself the question. You cannot really be an atheist if you're an African. It doesn't come from the African culture. There's no word for God in the African culture whatsoever. You cannot show me any word that directly means God in the African culture.
So I know, but aren't I not an African American that has been through the gauze of colonialism, though? And then, are you sure that Africans on the continent of Africa didn't have people, probably the same amount now, that just didn't believe none of that, but their voices never got heard? So how sure are you?
I don't have a problem with you saying you're not rocking with Kemet. But
no, I'm saying Africans. I'm saying I want you to know that Africans are human beings. Listen, they're human beings, and they are subjected to the rules and regulations of evolution, right? Culture exchange, diffusion, right? And you just need to know that all humans, no matter where, no matter what ethnic group they're in, you're going to have a certain amount that's not believing none of that. So don't make us weak and feeble. Listen, don't make us weak and feeble. See, Europeans cannot believe and challenge their systems, but when an African, he can't challenge the system, and you got to believe. And I'm saying, yo, that's racism, white supremacy right there, yo. Right. You got to expand.
Let me explain something to you.
And then I'm gonna let Pink Beard dive in because I know he conversation.
There's a difference, but I'm saying I'm challenging the system in terms of saying I want to put this particular netter before that particular netter. There's a big difference in saying I just don't believe the whole system. You can't show any primary evidence to say that there are people that say we just say forget about Ma'at. That's not true.
Why would I say forget about Ma'at though?
Before the other. in some cases. But to
Go
say
ahead,
that
Pink Ben.
just don't deal with it, that's not true.
Okay.
No.
Unc said something earlier. We were talking about how music is cultural and how so is religion. It's cultural, right? We are all born lacking the knowledge of a God. There's no person born knowing a God or a netter or a religious system or any of that. We are born clean slate. But we are also born into cultures, right? And those cultures will teach us, okay, this is how we see this is how we see that, right? And religion is a part of cultural adhesion, right? And it has been for a long time. As long as there have been religions, they have been tools of cultural adhesion, and cultural adhesion can become tools of subordination or control. But you're trying to be as what's the word, courteous to the idea as I possibly can. I'm gonna call it cultural adhesion. So no, there's never been a group of people that would say we don't have cultural cohesion, right? Of course, we have to have some cohesion because we're a culture, right? But at the same time, these cultural cohesions, cultures, the cultures that best adapt to their surroundings are the ones that are successful. So, in other words, you might be able to tell me, hey, in Africa, they do this and they've always done this. And I can go, okay, that's great. I love that. How is that working for them? Right?
Well, it worked well for them for thousands of years before others came in and started to give them things that was foreign.
What's today?
It certainly worked for them.
What's today?
Whether you think it did or not.
No, what's today?
2025.
What's today? 2025. How I didn't ask how is that working for them?
How is it?
Yes, how is that working for them?
Well, now let me be careful how I answer this question, because we live in 2025, so we understand that when you deal with the perception that people have of their indigenous culture, it wouldn't be the same as 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7,000 years ago.
True.
Because they've been introduced to other things to make them feel that their indigenous culture is inferior. So it's a loaded question that you just asked me there.
No, it's not loaded. Listen to the question I'm asking again. And let's say you're practicing whatever this indigenous thing is that you're promoting, whatever this idea may be. How is it working for you?
Well, I am not particularly into any particular practice at this point in time.
He's already changing it.
So I'm not going to come on here and tell you I'm practicing this and this is how it's working.
You proved the point, though. You know your life actually proves the point we're making.
All right,
because if it was hold on, if it was that important, you'd be actually practicing one of them. You through your own life, you have shown not to do it because there's not a need for it based off with how you live and based off what you're doing.
I'm not gonna.
No. I'm not even throwing a shot. I'm saying sometimes the way we live show and prove who we are.
But can I explain? I'm a person. I live in the Caribbean, and I see how people take African culture and make it into something that is not. So I don't want to jump into something based on saying it sounds good, that when you end up in these particular groups, they're doing things that go against what the tradition says. There's a lot of people who use it negatively. There's a lot of freak nastiness going on in these things that did not exist in ancient times. I don't want to jump into anything just because I'm saying I'm a black.
Wait, you think the ancient people weren't freak nasty?
Yeah, they was. They was like all humans.
Say it again.
You think ancient people weren't freak nasty? Like how you think you think we were just popping out children just out of nowhere?
No, I'm just saying.
They floated across the savannah.
No, I'm just saying the tradition didn't promote any sexual behavior, so to speak, in terms of I going into the temple and we having a
Okay. You know what? I didn't even come on here to talk about that. But what I will do for you is I will provide for you some primary, but some very good research about sex magic in ancient Africa.
Okay,
sex magic in ancient Africa, and I will provide you tons of it.
But listen, I am not the greatest of, I haven't been studying that long, so I'm subject to correction.
You're a prisoner. You know what you're a prisoner? Look, you're a prisoner. You're a prisoner of the word African. And let me tell you why. When you say the word African, you see this picture of everybody in unison. when in actuality, it's a outside term that was placed on a group of indigenous people that's on one of the largest continents. And so through the term, you see unity, but in reality, it's not that. It's not that. Like that's an injustice that you actually bring to those indigenous people. You take away their self-worth. Hold on. You take away their self-worth. You take away their indigenousness. So what makes a Nile Valley person indigenous is that his spiritual system grew out of river culture. And not only river culture, of the flooding of the river. So when people be saying they call themselves black, they're taking away their indigenousness. They was talking about that black soil and the principles it brought and the reality it brought to them. Simple as that. That's not the same reality in West Africa. Although it is a river culture, that culture is based around different things, right? What make them who they are, right? So don't take away who they are by being a prisoner of the term African.
I would say this to you. Apparently, there's still a debate in academia on where the term Africa really came from.
Yeah, but
people are debating that.
Use your imagination.
Give an absolute on that.
But use your imagination. Understand that in America, which 2-3 of them fit in Africa, right? They all ain't the same group in America. Think about that, yo. There's no Native Americans. They all want to run around calling themselves Native. It's too much distance, right? The Nile River the Nile River is 4,100 miles long, dog. Do you know how many different cultures lived on that Nile, yo?
But do you realize?
Do you get that? I want you to use your mind for a minute.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying, but do you realize at the end of the day, Africa only has one culture, just expressed in many different ways?
Let me go to Chilimbe. Chilimbe, you gotta add something on that, Chilimbe. Yeah, you went hard. You went past
peace,
How you doing, bro? How you doing,
I'm good. How you?
We in the game, man. Appreciate you, man. What's going on with
you?
you?
I had a specific question. I'm going to ask Pink Beard in a hot second, but I want to make this statement, and this is coming from a man who was raised in Pan-Africanism. We got to stop romanticizing Africa. We got to stop putting these Africa as the continent and the people on there in this degree that takes them outside of humanity, right? That makes us somehow another Africa. All the continents had wars and violence and all like that, and somehow another Africa is the only continent that never had it. All of them practiced wild orgies throughout the history of their time, but Africa didn't. All of them sacrificed humans, but Africa didn't. We got to stop it. We're doing the same thing that racism, white supremacy does, which is take us out of the human family. Africans committed the same things. Don't make me go to some of those mass murder sites from 10,000, 14,000 years ago.
Brother, who ever said there was no one in Africa? Nobody ever said that.
No, you just said they had one culture. You just said it. You just made this wild claim.
Who said that? I never
said
you
did.
You said there was one culture.
History shows you.
History don't show that. You made that up.
Yeah, you made that.
History will tell you that tribalism.
No.
Right, definitely tribalism.
You made that up.
There was no tribalism. Of course there was.
Bro, let me throw something out there. Technically, there's only one culture of humanity. Technically, this is all human culture, and in our different places where we adapt to, again, if you grew up on the ocean, you probably, you still got to eat and sleep and all of that stuff. The same thing you would do in the desert, right? But you adapt your culture to what's around you, right? The agriculture produces the culture. Not the other way, until the culture produces the agriculture, right? But agriculture produces culture. So yeah, the Africans on the West Coast would live a little different than those that are in central Chad, right? And yeah, but it's all a part of human culture. It's all about, blah, blah, blah. But the same thing would be true about the Africans in central Chad and the Eurasians of Saudi Arabia, right? Like this is just human culture. You're just expressing it based on the agricultural culture around you. Also, I wanted to say this. When we talk about mass murders and, wars and blah, 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 some reason we be trying to put that on the same evil spectrum as some people hunching on each other. And I just don't think war and sex is the same. Like, one of these is more evil than the other. right? And specifically amongst us, we denigrate our sex culture so badly, and I don't get it. Right? You enjoy sex, so do I, so does she. Right? Like, I've never thought to myself, "Oh, I'm just having way too much sex in life." What? I wish we would stop doing that to ourselves. It's okay to have sex, guys. It's okay.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, of course,
Yeah.
But I just want people to know that since I have been studying Medu nature, I do understand that there's a lot of romanticism going on, because when you read the primary text, it tells you something different. It tells
That's
you
true.
that you had war, and it tells you what happened during war, and it tells you why they had war with certain people, and why they didn't like the Asiatics, and why they fought with the Nubian brothers. It tells you all of that. So I
Yeah,
like
you're a prisoner. You're a prisoner. You're a prisoner. Somebody done tricked you with the meta nature. Let me tell you why.
Why?
You can't believe every goddamn thing that the Egyptians wrote. First point. Second point, the one writing that you're talking about doesn't apply to the 6,000 years of history. That's ridiculous, right? You got to take your time and make it as human as possible. So we got a president right now, and the things he's coming up with ain't for all the presidents. They wouldn't agree with the shit he's doing.
Thanks.
So it wouldn't be fair to find Donald Trump's writings or videotape 3,000 years later and say, that's America.
Thanks.
It would not be. It would be America at that particular time, that particular presidency. So you have to be able to listen. You have to make them human. If you can put that back in there, then you can get the picture of what they was trying to say. Then you can get the ideas coming through the different rulers and stuff like that. But Jalimbe, you got one more question though? Then I'm gonna bring my man Gull up, see if we got a question. All right, I don't know where you at. Gullah, you got a question for Pynk Bed?
Oh, what's up with it, bro?
What's
Yeah,
up? You got a question for Pynk Bed?
oh yeah, to the title of the show, yeah, definitely you know what I'm saying, country music, we do, you know what I'm saying, our culture do play a heavy element in country music. You know, from the beginning, you know what I'm saying, especially if you listen to the blues or listen to some of the music from Mali, you know what I'm saying, some of the core and the stories that the griots used to tell is definitely have a blues element to it.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. And those storytelling elements are kind of what help build the foundations of country and blues and rock and all those things.
Do. All right, so listen, man. I don't want to stray too far off the beaten path.
Yeah.
You know I got you. Go ahead, Chilimbe. You want to say
Yeah.
something?
So you mentioned that you co-produced and co-wrote "Here" by Alicia Carr. That's why this is my original question till dude
Yes,
came
sir.
in with that wild stuff. So did you write the other songs on her album? Like I think it's like Beauty the
Scars are beautiful.
Scars.
I wrote every word on that album except for the song Four Pink Walls. But every word on that album I wrote.
Yeah, that was a good album, bro. That's a great
Thank
job.
you.
I got to give you
Thank you.
credit for that. I like that joint.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I got a son around her age. He was running around here dancing and singing the whole joint, beloved. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. That's how I pay my bills now.
Yeah. That's a joint. What you wrote for other artists as well?
Oh yeah, man. So I did just last year. I was nominated for R&B Song of the Year for a song by a girl named Hallie. This is a song called Angel. I've written for Coco Jones. I've written for Alicia Keys. I've written for Usher. I've written for Fifth Harmony. I've written for Rag and Bone Man. I've written for Kelly Rowland. I've written for tons of people.
Yeah. So you did a song with Fifth Harmony. That's another one that's back in the day.
Mhm.
No, not back in the day. You know, a hot
Yeah,
second
yeah, yeah,
ago.
yeah. I've written
Okay.
for the OJs. I've written for Charlie Wilson. As a matter of fact, the last song that Betty Wright ever wrote before she passed, me and her wrote it together. And we
Okay.
wrote it for Skip Marley, of all people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to give you flowers, man. That's some beautiful work you're doing, man.
Thank you so
Appreciate that.
much, man. Thank you so much. I
Appreciate that.
appreciate that.
I'm out, everyone.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Slim Bay. And so that seems to be a false narrative. I don't like the way they pigeonhole hip hop artists when you say you can't have somebody write for you. I don't like that culture. I think it's very, very destructive. As a songwriter, right? What's the difference between a songwriter and an artist? Do they go hand in hand? Like
They can,
what's
but they don't
that?
have to. Yeah,
Okay,
like
talk to
some
us.
artists. Some artists are. It's let's say it's your first project. First project, you might have wrote them songs yourself, right? Let's say you really are a really good songwriter, and so you get down in there, you just writing the songs yourself, and you get out, you sing them, and they do well. Well, now you're on tour, right? And you shoot videos, and you're doing TV. Well, when do you have time to write album number 2? Well, you don't, right? But people want new music from you. But when do you have time to write it?
But historically, it was looked down upon in the early for you to imitate other people.
But that's not true, because
right.
keep in mind, like during if you go back to like the Motown era,
so
if you go back to the Motown era, no, that's not true.
It's not to say it's right or it's wrong.
No, that's not true. Because if you go back,
somebody else when we were growing up in the 80s and 90s, you couldn't say I sounded like this one and I sounded like that one. That was
that's not true. That's not true. Listen to why I'm saying that's not true. If you go back and listen to the 50s, 60s music from all the time, it would be 9 different versions. There would be 9 people who sung "I Will Always Love You." They would just cover other people's records, right? People would. No, even in in hip hop, what you would have is you would have like all of us would like Big Daddy Kane was a thing. People was rapping like Big Daddy Kane, right? Okay, but the hip hop did have this kind of pride in saying I wrote this rap myself. True, but in reality, let me say it this way: there are very few people that can get in and write a whole song by themselves. That is a real talent. Trust me when I say that. That's a real talent. And when most of these, keep in mind, hip hop started as a lot of people that was doing like, okay, we'll rap the verse and then we'll have somebody sing that chorus. They wasn't writing that chorus,
right?
People was co-writing with them. They might add a line here, a line there. All music is collaborative, man. It's really collaborative, and nothing against the people who like J. Cole. J. Cole is dead set on every word come out my mouth. I said it,
Allegedly.
Right. From what I've heard, the same thing is true for Kendrick. From what I've heard, every word that come out of his mouth, he said it. But that don't make him a better artist, right? Because the artistry is about like you don't have to write the movie to be a great actor.
That's right. You don't thinking.
Yeah, you don't have to write the piano part to be a great pianist.
I would agree with you, but hip hop is a unique music. It wasn't created for old heads to be singing it. It was a music for you at one point in time.
Let me say this real fast.
That may sound bad, but it wasn't created.
Hold on. No, you know what I realized? That the rules that have been created for hip hop actually work against the music itself. So when you get old, you can no longer do a concert and sing your music. It's for the young people. No genre of music does that. They over the years they get their own fans that will follow them for the rest of their lives and be in a concert with them. Hip hop speaks against that. The talent. So now you may be a rapper, but you're a better writer. Now you can't write for nobody else because the thing has been guarded against writing for other people. It's the most ludicrous thing in music that I've ever heard of.
Bro, let me ask you a question. Do you think it is wiser for a father or any parent to work hard, build a house, save assets, and pass those assets to their children? Do you think that that's wise, or do you think it's wiser to be like put your kids out at 16 and make them go get it themselves? Which is wiser?
Oh, to put them together to help them out, to make sure they got their thing right. I'm just throwing them out there.
If you ever go look in Black's Law Dictionary in the second edition, and you look up the word love, it will tell you that love is to leave an asset of value to a person of close relation. That's also called good consideration, right? So to leave an asset of value to a person of close relation in the law is called love, right? Okay. If every time, like let's say I got an artist ahead of me, let's say 20 years before me, there was this artist that was doing something that was spectacular, but they couldn't pass down the skill. They did never pass down skill. So I, as an artist, have to get up, reinvent the wheel every time. Well, if I got to reinvent the wheel every time, the person who could use the wheel to make a car is now moving faster than me. The person that can use the car to make the electric car is now moving faster than me. And every time I'm sitting there trying to carve out a wheel, right? We do our best work to honor those that came before us, use what they taught us, right? You adapt it to my current day situation, and then go from a wheel to a car, from a car to a plane, from a plane to a rocket, right? Otherwise, we stuck reinventing the wheel. And we go back and listen to their music again. And like nowadays, you'll listen to some music right now and be like, man, that's just not good. They ain't even rapping on beat no more. Well, that's because they had to start over every time. We are creating rap music every day, like it's brand new, like we've never done this before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Stu Peach, you got a question for Pynk Beard?
Big up Pynk Beard, I'm Jamaican. Happy to see another, another black country and western artist. We go all the way back to Joe Tex. People don't know that name, but reggae music has always been influenced by American music, rhythm and blues, especially country and western.
Yep.
And people like to assume that country and western is not black people genre, but it is, because it's the same storytelling that came from rhythm and blues, the African music, telling stories. And if you listen to early reggae music, a lot of the artists took the names, the Joe Tex, the Josie Wales from the Cowboy movie. So I appreciate that you took the button and continue in the race.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Because we're going back in the lead because it's our genre and it has been taken away from us. But life is not a sprint, it's a relay. We pass the baton from one generation to the other. So continue, my brother. You're doing good.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Stu Peach. Appreciate you. What's going on, Kent? What it do, man? What question you got, man, for Pynk Beard, brother? Kick door low. Oh man, I can't hear you, bro.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Okay, there you go. Okay, I got you.
What's good?
Oh, what's up? What's going on, Pynk Beard? What's happening?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? What it do?
Ain't too much, man. Appreciate the interview, man. This has been pretty interesting, man. Getting some insight on how the country music go, man. But I really want to thank Pynk Beard for making my point. I've been arguing with Unks about for the last few months as far as the writing goes.
Well, what point was that? Go ahead, make it clear.
So
what was your point?
He said something that was key, right? He said, you can get music written for you, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's art. It's music, entertainment, right? But those artists that can write their own music, word for word, the whole album, something special about them, yo. They the elite. They at the top. Especially when it sounds, because you got people that can write good, but it might not sound good. But you got people that can write good and it sound good. That to me is like top 5 material right there. That's what I was trying to tell Uncle over the last.
And that's rare. That's really rare, man.
Wait a minute. You said a person can write line for line. They are elite writers.
Yes.
That's what he said, bro. He didn't say that the music is trash if you don't write. I've been arguing that a rap artist that doesn't write his music, I say that's a thing, that's a quirky thing that come up in hip hop. In reality, right? I'm saying that kind of stifle the daggone thing, because suppose you made a hit rap song, but you're a better writer now. So now ain't nobody supposed to let you write for them. I'm saying I think that's very interesting. I think the culture itself need to get fixed with that. That's how I'm feeling. I don't care how long it's been going on for 50 years. Need to fix that, because you got people who rap that are far better writers that actually make the music go up, bro.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, man, this is the truth. There is a difference between a song, a record, and a performance piece. Those are 3 different things, right? And you do perform a song and you record a song, but a song, a record, and a performance are 3 different things. And you might be like, there are some people who are really good at putting together a song. Me, I'm a good songwriter. I'm not a good record producer, right? Like, now I can sit down and play you a song. I can perform a song, right? But there are people that I work with that take my ideas. They go, okay, this is the idea. Let's structure it this way, right? Let's put this music here. You know, take a break right here. I'll do this, blah blah, blah. And they help me turn it from a song to a record, right? And the same thing is true in hip hop. Of course, we respect producers in hip hop, and then but normally, like, okay, you have one writer and then a producer, but collaborative efforts, man. Like when you listen to stuff like the most groundbreaking raps that I can think of, like what Dr. Dre was doing, and you know, like the production that Kendrick be doing, like the
Timberland.
Justice League and Timberland. That's a very collaborative effort, right? Because you might not get all those ideas out of one brain.
Right.
You could, and if you do, great. You see what I'm saying? I'm not, but I'm saying we shouldn't have a chip on our shoulder to where, nah, man, it's got to be all me.
Yeah.
Pink Beard, the perfect example of that is Drake. He does a lot of collaborations, and they come out. You know, he's been on top for the last 10 years,
and he used like 10 writers. Right, like they'll come in. He used a lot of Quentin Miller. He used a lot of Travis. It's a lot of what's my guy, Daylight. It's a lot of guys that kind of put in their influences. Yachty, the meat, like it's a lot of them. They put in their influences and they go, okay, that's a really good concept. Kanye do it all the time.
All the time.
Kanye do it all the time. Hey, I like that piece right there, but I like this line right here. Let's put these two together and switch them around like this. And you just you go for what's best for the record.
Sure, indeed.
And that's why they win Grammys all the time.
Sure,
I
indeed.
think, and hold on, Kent. I think that if a person can write, I think that's dope.
Of
right?
course.
So that same person could write 10 songs and then collaborate with somebody else. That don't mean all of a sudden you're not a real rapper. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't think that makes it, because you're not taking away from his creative genius because he didn't write every single song. That's the point. You shouldn't be saying, well, you really not a good rap. No, like just like a person that sings R&B. Nobody says that about them. And I'm saying it's a wild rule. I think you should get credit for being able to do both at a high level, not decredited. What's up, DQ? What's on your mind, brother?
What's up, everybody? Everybody doing all right?
We doing good, man. How you doing, man?
What up?
Man, I'm blessed. What up, Pink Beard?
What up?
Me and Kayal done connected me and you before in the back chat. We done chopped it up before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 100. I'm gonna be at the show on McKinney. So salute.
Yeah, come on out, man.
We'll be there. We gonna turn up. This shit gonna be lit.
Yes, sir.
I just want to hop on and say I appreciate the information. Dope interview. I always tune in. I called it. I was up here at work, but I definitely gonna tap in with you, make some music. I'm a songwriter myself. Deal with many different Grammy winners. A couple of my homeboys just won two more Grammys this past go around, so I'm excited.
Okay.
So
that's what's up, bro.
This project gonna be nice. But I'm just tapping in, saying what's up, everybody. Salute. Try Media in the building, baby.
For sure.
Big up, man. Big up to Try Media in the building, bro.
Yeah, make sure you link with me when I'm in McKinney for sure, bro.
Oh no, I'm pulling up. That's already done. You gonna see. You gonna be in there. You gonna smell me.
Yes, sir.
Pink Beard and DQ in the Pink Weed Store. What the hell is going on around here?
Hey, it's a movement, bro. It's a movement, man.
It's a pink movement. Oh man, y'all heard it here first. Down community skeptics, man. The Pink Weed Room, because that's a weed store right there, and that Pink Beard. Y'all gonna be good, man. Y'all gonna be
That's
good,
what's up, bro.
man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hey, but just on some I gotta get ready to go, but on some other stuff, bro. I do have a farm. I grow in Oregon. As soon as they lift these federal regulations, I'm shipping everywhere. I got 40 acres. I got 40 acres of homegrown greatness.
Me and Kayal was talking about it. Now we gonna link up on it, because I can get you going right now, just with the federal bill, just with if you pick it at a certain time.
Okay.
So
okay,
you know what I'm saying? we can talk some business, but yeah, that's a bet. I'm gonna link up with you, King.
That's all DQ want to talk about is business, though.
Hey! If it don't make no business, we ain't got no business.
If it ain't no business, then we ain't got no business.
We ain't got no business,
man. Look, big up the DQ, man. Appreciate you, man. Let me read this, Mr. L. He says the rules for art generally are fluid. Classical music is sometimes composed and performed by artists. Comedians don't write all their jokes. Okay. What's the sculptors do sculpt. Don't you say do sculpt all their art. Dancers don't what's that? chronograph,
Choreograph,
all
yeah.
there, dance. Yeah, that's real right there. That's real. I totally agree with you on that. I got you. Let me read this super chat. Hold on, because I know you're going to get up out of here. Okay. Oh, Soy Chaotic tickets. 5 Soy Chaotic tickets sponsored by Tribe Media. Give them away. God killer. All right. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yep. We got me write that down. This gonna be 5 tickets, right? Tribe Media. So we're gonna go 5 tickets, right? Brought to you by Tribe Media. Yep, that's love right there. They always put their money where they damn mouth is. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't never playing with that, man. Never that. Can't never say that. But that's why I say business. They don't be playing. They stand on business.
All right, I'm gonna get back on the grind, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, man. What's your last thing you want to say? Get you out of here, man. It's been a powerful interview, man. We right at that 2-hour moment, man. I think it's been a very, very healthy interview. We went through the different art forms. We went through some of the origins of country music and the experiences. I learned a lot from the interview. And I think in the coming weeks and years, man, people will look back at this interview and say, damn, I didn't know that. So what do you have to say to close out there, brother?
Last piece, man. Again, I want to thank you, Unc, for having me on, man. Appreciate you for always being supportive and just a good brother. To everybody that's listening, man, thank y'all for being here. I want to just say this one little piece. I said this earlier, but I kind of want to bring it home. If you ever went to school with like kids that were like military brats and they'll pop into a school for a year or 2 and then they got to move to another place, it can be hard for those kids to like really build with people because they don't feel like they belong. And that's how Black folk done been about music. We start a thing and then people push us out, right? And doing country music, I want to say to all y'all, man, welcome home, man. Welcome home. Come on back, man. We talking to you. Come over here and sing with us, man. Come, let's dance together. I said last piece. Let me make this a part 2. If you go to let's say some big country artist is coming to town, I just use Luke Bryan, right? It's a girl out there. She loved Luke Bryan's song about sipping whiskey on by the lake. So she want to go to that concert. It's a boy who date the girl. He loved that song that he do about drinking beer after work. So he gonna buy her a ticket to the concert. They gonna dress up. They gonna go out. And when that song come on that she like, she gonna look at him and dance. And when that song come on that he like, he gonna look at her and dance. And then there's one more song where she gonna stand in front of him. He gonna put his arms around her and he gonna rock with her, right? So every time Luke Bryan sells 1 concert ticket, he sells 2, okay? Because he's gonna want to bring his girl to that show. When you get to an R&B show or a rap show, I don't want to take that girl to that show because they probably gonna get up there and tell her about how I ain't shit. And I don't want that. I'm telling y'all, and no disrespect to hip hop, you feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying they having to sell tickets one at a time, right? I can't take the kids. I don't really want to bring my girl, so I'm having to sell these tickets one at a time. I'm selling tickets 6 at a time.
I bet you is, bro.
Right? Bring your mama, bring your girl, bring your children. We're gonna have a ball together. Right. Come on home,
it was
man.
crazy. You know what's crazy is you gonna get the same experience. You're gonna get a glimpse into Black American culture. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, man.
Come on out, man. Come on out. We having a good time. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
I'm gonna finish it off with my favorite, man. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit them tickets, man. Get them tickets, man, for Dr. Cater, man. He's serious in this community of what we doing, man. I appreciate everybody that support us, man. Tickets are $30. We'll be giving away 10 tickets now. I appreciate everybody that came through. Particularly, we appreciate Pynk Beard, man. Country Western artist, man. He got a lot of soul in his music, man. And we definitely appreciate that all day, every day, man. And y'all know how we do it around here, man. Man, we doing it at the highest levels, man. And we standing tall, man. We're going to end with this, man. Man, hit the like and subscribe. Our subscribers are going up, man. Man, send this interview out. Let them know, yo, that the Black Americans, African Americans, man, is coming, right? And we got the ability to be in all genres of music, and we will not allow people to push us out.
I'm just a country boy at heart, no frills, no bravado. I'm from Birmingham, goddamn, don't ask me shit about avocados. Look a man in his eyes when you shake his hand, that's all that I know. I'm irreverent, and my daddy's still a reverend on the Bible. Every day above ground's brand new. My grandma said it's better being seen than viewed. So I won't say what I lost, I'll say what I did. Never say what it ain't, cause I know what it is. When they bury my bones in the grave they dig, they will remember I died, they'll remember I lived, cause I sure as hell did take a couple trips around the sun. And after all is said and done, no one remembers the tears, but they'll remember I lived. I come from the edge of town, that's Dolomite, right off of 10 Mill. I ain't gotta rep no set, I'm from a city where it's been real. Uncle told me, when it's trouble, never run, learn to stand still. That's what men do, and that's what I'm gonna continue. I'm a man still, every day above ground, brand new. And my grandma said it's better being seen than viewed. So I won't say what I lost, I'll say what I did. Never say what it ain't, when I knew what it is. When they bury my bones in the grave they dig, they won't remember I died, they'll remember I lived, cause I sure as hell did take a couple trips around the sun. And after all is said and done, no one remembers the tears, but they'll remember I lived.
Man, look, man, I appreciate everybody from tuning in, man. You listening to your host, Unk the God Killer. We had a special guest coming through. We got a real range around here, man. We go from Egypt to country music in the blink of the eye. Appreciate all the supporters, man. The show is growing, man. I see all the pseudo killers, the pseudo killer army, man. I see all the serious supporters, man. Make sure y'all be ready for that March 21st, 6:30 event, man. We giving out some free tickets, man, in a minute, man. We got it, man. We got the sponsors and the support, man, and we feeling the music and we feeling the movement. And with that, man, we out. Oh, man.